saying.
Not hurry now. I haven't got enough.
Please hurry up.
No, I won't.
Just do it.
Look, I've only got just a small bit.
Doesn't matter.
That's it now. Open up. It's coming.
Sickle cell disorder is a blood condition. It's an inherited blood condition, which means you don't catch it, but you inherit it from your parents. You're born with the condition, so you either have it or you don't have it.
When did you find out you had sickle cell?
I found out very, very late, you know, because I had it all my life. I wasn't diagnosed directly.
Let me tell you who the high-risk group is. People from Africa, the Mediterranean, the Caribbean, India, and the Middle East. They are the ones that are most prone to getting sickle cell disorder. In other words, that's where the gene is prevalent. I'm not saying that Caucasian or white people don't get it, but it's less common.
Black people as in a whole should just go out and do their research about it and understand more things about sickle cell.
If anybody knows about those areas, they probably know that those are areas that the malaria parasite exists. You must have heard of malaria before. Malaria means that the mosquito bites you and it goes into your bloodstream. Now, it's thought that the gene for sickle cell evolved as a protection against malaria. Young children can actually suffer stroke from sickle cell. That is when the blood clots brain. Okay, children as young as 2 can suffer stroke from sickle cell. If a child with sickle cell is so many times more likely to be at risk of stroke because of their condition.
Well, being pregnant was quite scary because you always have the fear of miscarriaging. There is a lot of mothers now that they've got sickle cell and they're having sickle cell children. It has been hard being a mum because when you have crisis and you have to go into hospital, that can be quite emotional. Also, when your child comes to visit you, that can be very emotional, like when they're screaming, they don't understand that mum can't come with them, or when you're at home and you're not well and they can't cuddle you because you're in too much pain. But the best gift is having a child, so I'm glad at least I have one child.
Mum, did you have any problem marrying someone with sickle cell?
No, I can't say no kind of problem now. You understand, because he's my husband, I can't do nothing about it. But at the end of the day, if I've known all of this before, maybe I'll think twice. But when it comes on to love, there's no thinking about love and sickle cell.
Before I used to say that I'm not going to marry a woman that got sickle cell because I see how my mum did it to my dad. And it was difficult for my mum, so that kind of changed my perspective, you know.
Sickle cell disorder is a blood condition that affects the hemoglobin in your blood. Hemoglobin is a protein in the blood and it gives blood its red color. What it does as well is it carries oxygen around your body, giving oxygen to all the major organs and cells that need it. With people who have sickle cell disorder, the type of hemoglobin they've inherited is called sickle hemoglobin, which means that it has a change in it compared to the normal hemoglobin. That hemoglobin, what happens when the cells give up their oxygen, instead of remaining round and very easy to flow through the blood vessels, they become this rigid banana or sickle shape. Now, there are several forms of sickle cell disorder, but the most common one is sickle cell anemia. Why is it called anemia? What causes the anemia? Those sickle cells I described to you, they don't last as long as normal red blood cells. They break up very quickly. They last for only 20 days compared to, say, 100 days with normal cells. So the person then becomes anemic, very tired and, you know, lacking oxygen, etc. And that's why sickle cell, it's called sickle cell anemia.
Being on this journey made me realize a lot of things about life. That no matter how you got it tough, you still can carry on something like sickle cell. And do you believe the NHS is doing enough to prevent?
No, I don't believe the NHS is doing enough. With my son, he's very angry. He's angry, not enough awareness. He's angry that there's not enough being done to help his mum. He does have the advantage of knowing about sickle, but he knows more about the pain.
And then what do you think the NHS can do better to better the services and the treatment?
First thing they can do is start listening to the patients.
Yeah.
That's the first step they need to do, work hand in hand to find out what is going on.
What we find is a lot of young people, when we go to these colleges and have the stalls and things there, they don't want to come and find out anything about it. One man told me that his blood was clean when I went to a stall and did a health talk. The other one told me his immune system was hardcore.
Dear Mr. Odunowo, please find and close the result of your recent blood test. It shows that you have the normal hemoglobin type HbA. Now that I don't got it, like, it's mend a little part of my life now. Yeah? So I can just move on and all things, isn't it? I know I ain't got it, so it kind of close the chapter and something and open and start a new chapter. I've learned more about it through going to blood tests, hearing about it and stuff. You know, and I look at life different. You know? People that got sickle cell, I don't think it's the end for them because they can still live up to 80. My dad's dad lived up to 80 years when he had sickle cell. You know, it's not the end of the road.